Welcome to episode 2 of So You've Decided to Make Your Own Indie Game, the series where we take guidance from established developers and publishers on getting started in the video game industry. This episode, we're discussing crowdfunding, whether they've looked into it, how successful they were, and their tips and advice on doing it yourself. Let's get started.
It's fundamentally the first important step because without those Kickstarter funding, we won't be able to start the project at all. Also, we did not know, but later on we realized that by doing a Kickstarter campaign, we kind of reached to our core audience in a way that we didn't expect it. We saw later on doing marketing, we will try to find where are the people who really enjoys our games. Because of these people, they found us from Kickstarter website. They backed our game. So later on, they become very close to us, our developers, and we get to do loads of early demo tests. We get to do surveys with them. So they always give us great mental support as well.
Crowdfunding your game can be a great way of pushing your game forward and getting the funds needed to make a start.
Crowdfunding was never an option for us until it basically happened. So our idea, which is called Super Kinemagic Zero, we brought with us to the expo and we played with the people. We saw that everyone was really interested in the idea. We actually ended up developing this game for the following 4 years. So I think it was quite a success. We managed to raise almost double our initial target.
Not every Kickstarter attempt is successful, however.
Each project is unique. It is unique, and a successful Kickstarter doesn't always translate into a best-selling game. So even a game that works on Kickstarter, even a game that rakes in a lot of money on Kickstarter, may not be as successful as you expect it to be. And similarly, a failed Kickstarter, a game that doesn't go through Kickstarter or that for some reason doesn't hit its goal on Kickstarter, doesn't always mean that the game itself is doomed to fail. We have seen games that didn't pass Kickstarter and then went on to be fantastic games.
Crowdfunding your project is more than just getting funds. When using platforms like Kickstarter, you're making promises in the form of stretch goals and similar platform features.
Once you commit a project with your Kickstarter backer and it's successfully funded, you are responsible to keep them updated about what you are up to right now. People like to see you reach more goals. They like to help you to reach those stretch goals. So we initially set some of the stretch goals in our game to hope that we can deliver more to our backers, also able to raise more money so we can actually do more.
Developers aren't the only companies eyeing up the crowdfunding market. We touch base with several publishers who also use Kickstarter and similar platforms for a different purpose.
I would say that if a developer came to us with a game that already passed the Kickstarter, we would have a better idea of how the game could do. And I can tell you, we have considered doing Kickstarters as a way to measure the interest the game could generate before making it.
If we see a project with a successful crowdfunding, of course we will consider about publishing because it's already proven. It's actually a validation when they have a successful crowdfunding. That means they also have a fan base, and we know that these people will play the game and buy the game. It means that the game has potential.
What advice would a developer give to others thinking of starting out by using Kickstarter and other crowdfunding platforms to fund their first game?
Even when you decide to go into a Kickstarter, before you actually decide to go into a Kickstarter, there's a few things that you should consider. Even if you're a bigger developer, even if you're a publisher, planning, executing, and following a Kickstarter is a tremendously huge endeavor. It's a time sink. It's the biggest time sink you can imagine. Because considering the nature, Kickstarters require a humongous amount of assets just to be launched, just to have them ready. Just creating the page for Kickstarter can take you weeks. Because you need the text, you need the images, you need something that showcases your game in an enticing way. You need a lot of things. So before you go into that, you have to consider whether you're working with a kind of game that is suitable to Kickstarter.
Episode 3 is coming soon, where we'll be speaking with our industry experts about motivation, time management, and more.